Here is a long, deep, motivational, and educational story written in very simple English, following all your rules. The Old Man and the Small Seed. Hello there. Thank you for being here. I want to talk to you like a friend today. Just two people sitting together, sharing a story. If you are feeling tired today, that is okay. If you feel a little lost, that is also okay. Many people feel that way. I feel that way sometimes too, but sometimes a simple story can help us see things a little more clearly. So, find a comfortable place to sit, take a slow, deep breath, and let me tell you a story about an old man, a young man, and a small, brown seed. Chapter 1: The Boy Who Wanted to Run. There was once a young man named Leo. He lived in a big, busy city. Leo was not a child anymore, but he was not yet old. He was at an age where he was supposed to have his life figured out, but he did not. Every morning Leo's alarm clock would ring, and every morning Leo would turn it off and stay in bed. He felt heavy, he felt tired, even though he had slept all night. He felt like he was walking through deep mud every single day. He had a good job, but he did not enjoy it. He had friends, but he felt alone. He had dreams, but he had pushed them into a small, dark corner of his mind. He wanted to be fit, but he never exercised. He wanted to learn new things, but he always watched videos on his phone instead. He felt stuck, completely stuck. One evening, Leo went for a walk. He walked through the busy streets, past the loud shops and the fast cars. He walked until the streets became quieter. He walked until the buildings became smaller. Soon, he found himself at the edge of the city, near a big, old park he had never visited before. He walked into the park. The air was cleaner here. He could hear birds singing, not just car horns. He walked along a small path until he came to a bench. The bench was old and wooden, and it faced a large, empty field. Sitting on the bench was an old man. He must have been 80 years old, maybe more. His face was full of deep lines, like a map of a long life. But his eyes were clear and bright, like the sky in the morning. Leo sat down at the other end of the bench. He was tired from his walk. For a long time, they just sat there in silence, looking at the empty field. Then, the old man spoke. His voice was slow and gentle, like water flowing over smooth stones. "It is a good field," the old man said. Leo looked at the field. It was just dry, brown grass and dirt. "It looks empty," Leo said. The old man smiled. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, brown seed. It was no bigger than a fingernail. He held it out in his palm for Leo to see. "To you, this might look like nothing," the old man said. "To me, this is a giant tree, a cool shade, and a home for many birds. It just needs time and care and patience." Leo looked at the tiny seed. He thought about his own life. He felt like that empty field. Dry, brown, empty. He looked at the old man's kind eyes. "I feel empty, sir," Leo heard himself say. The words just came out. "I don't know what to do. I want to change, but I don't know how." The old man did not laugh. He did not give quick advice. He just nodded slowly. He understood. Chapter 2: The First Lesson. One Small Seed. The old man looked back at the field. "Leo," he said, using his name for the first time, "if you wanted to fill this whole field with beautiful flowers and strong trees, would you try to do it all in one day?" Leo thought. "No," he said. "That would be impossible." "Exactly," the old man said. "You would start with one small seed. You would dig one small hole. You would plant one seed. You would water it. You would wait. That is the only way a big field becomes a garden." He turned to Leo. "Your life is like this field. You look at it and you see a big, empty mess. It makes you feel tired. You want to fix everything at once. But you cannot. You can only plant one seed at a time." This was the first lesson, a lesson about discipline in daily life. Not big, heroic actions, just small, simple actions, done every day. "What is one small seed you can plant today?" the old man asked. Leo thought hard. He thought about his big problems, his job, his health, his loneliness. They all felt too big. Then he remembered the morning. I want to wake up earlier, Leo said. But it is so hard. My bed is warm and the world outside feels cold. The old man smiled. Then your seed is very small. Tomorrow morning, when your alarm rings, just put one foot on the floor. That is all, just one foot. Then you can go back to sleep if you want. But first, put one foot on the cold floor. It sounded so simple, too simple, but the old man's eyes were so kind, Leo decided to believe him. I will try, Leo said. That is the seed of discipline, the old man said. Water it tomorrow. Chapter 3, the second lesson, the water of hard work. The next morning, Leo's alarm rang. His first thought was to turn it off. His body felt heavy, but then he remembered the old man. He remembered the small seed. He took a deep breath, and he put one foot on the cold floor. It was cold, it was uncomfortable, but he did it. He felt a tiny, strange feeling. It was not happiness. It was something smaller. It was a tiny feeling of victory. He went to the park again that evening. The old man was there on the same bench. I did it, Leo said, sitting down. I put my foot on the floor. The old man nodded. That is how you water the seed, with small actions, with hard work. But listen carefully. Tomorrow, your mind will play a trick on you. What trick? Leo asked. Your mind will say, I did it yesterday. That is enough. I can rest today. This is a lie. You must water the seed every day, not just once. Discipline is not a one-time thing. It is a daily choice. This was the second lesson. Hard work and patience are not about doing a lot one day. They are about doing a little bit every day, even when you don't feel like it. Leo went home and thought about this. He decided to plant another small seed. He wanted to learn a new language, English. It felt like a huge mountain to climb, but he remembered the field. He would not learn it in one day. He found a simple app on his phone. His small seed was to learn just one new word, only one. The next day he learned the word tree. He looked at a tree and said the word tree. The day after he learned the word leaf. He pointed at a leaf. Leaf. It felt slow. It felt silly. But he was watering the seed. Chapter 4, the third lesson, the weeds of doubt. A few weeks passed. Leo kept visiting the old man. He kept planting small seeds. He woke up earlier. He learned a few new English words every day. He even started walking a little bit every evening. But then, one day he felt bad. He felt like he was not making any progress. His life still looked the same. His job was still boring. He still felt lonely sometimes. He went to the bench feeling sad. The old man was there, looking at the field. A few small green plants were starting to show. I don't feel any different, Leo said, his voice full of doubt. I'm doing these small things, but my life is still empty. I feel like giving up. The old man pointed to the field. Look closely, he said. Do you see those small green shoots? Leo looked. He saw them, small and weak, but they were there. They are small, the old man said. But they are there. You are looking at the empty field and feeling sad. But you are not seeing the new life. The problem is not your progress. The problem is the weeds in your mind. Weeds? Leo asked. Doubt is a weed, the old man said. Impatience is a weed. Comparing your field to another person's field is a very big weed. These weeds grow fast. They try to choke the small plants. You must pull them out. You must believe the small plants are growing, even when you cannot see them. This was the third lesson, a lesson about self-belief during hard times. Confidence without ego means trusting the process, even when the results are invisible. How do I pull the weeds? Leo asked. You talk to yourself like you would talk to a good friend, the old man said. When your mind says you are not good enough, you say, I am growing, one small step at a time. You must be kind to yourself. That is how you build real confidence. Leo felt a small shift inside him. He was being too hard on himself. He was looking for a big tree, but he had only just planted a seed. He needed to be patient. Chapter 5, the fourth lesson, the son of honesty. One afternoon, Leo arrived at the park and the old man was not on the bench. Leo waited. He felt a little worried. After a while, the old man came walking slowly down the path. He was carrying a small, rusty can of water. I'm sorry I am late, the old man said, sitting down with a sigh. I borrowed this watering can from my neighbor yesterday. I promised to return it this morning, but I forgot. I found it in my backyard just now. I had to walk back to his house to give it to him. That is a long walk, Leo said. He would have understood if you returned it tomorrow. The old man shook his head. A promise is a promise, Leo. A small lie is still a lie. A small mistake in honesty is like a small crack in a wall. At first it is nothing, but over time the crack grows, and one day the whole wall can fall down. He looked at Leo. If you want your garden to grow strong, it must be built on good soil. The best soil is honesty and integrity. This means being honest with others and, more importantly, being honest with yourself. This was a fourth lesson, a deep lesson about honesty and integrity. What do you mean, be honest with myself? Leo asked. When you say you will learn a new word, do you do it? The old man asked. If you say you will walk for 10 minutes, do you do it? When you keep these small promises to yourself, you build trust in yourself. You become a person of integrity. If you break these small promises, you teach your mind that your own words mean nothing. Then, when you need to believe in yourself during a hard time, you will not be able to. The wall will fall. Leo understood. It was not just about being honest with other people. It was about being honest with himself. It was about doing what he said he would do, even when no one was watching. This was the foundation of a strong character. Chapter 6, the fifth lesson, the season of rest. The months passed. The small green shoots in the field grew taller. Leo's life was also growing. He was waking up early most days. He could now have a very simple conversation in English. He felt stronger from his walks. He felt calmer inside. But one day he came to the park and saw that the old man was not there. He waited for a long time, but he did not come. Leo felt a deep sadness. He walked to the old man's small house, which was near the park. An old woman, the old man's wife, opened the door. She smiled gently. You must be Leo, she said. He spoke of you often. He is very tired today. He cannot come to the bench. Leo felt his heart sink. Is he okay? He is old, she said simply. His body is tired, but his heart is happy. He wanted me to give you this. She handed Leo a small, folded piece of paper. Leo opened it. In shaky handwriting, it said, Leo, the garden is growing. Do you see it? Remember, there are seasons. A time for planting, a time for watering, and a time for rest. Do not be sad. Rest is part of the cycle. Keep watering your seeds. I will be watching from my window. Your friend, Joseph. Leo's eyes filled with tears. He thanked the woman and walked back to the bench. He looked at the field. It was no longer empty. It was full of tall grass, colorful wildflowers, and small bushes. It was alive. He understood the fifth lesson. Time management for real people is not about being busy all the time. It is about understanding the seasons of life. There is a time to work hard and a time to rest. There is a time to push and a time to be still. The old man was in his season of rest. And that was okay. Chapter 7, the young man who walked slowly. Leo kept visiting the bench even though the old man was not there. He would sit, look at the garden, and think about the lessons. He kept watering his own seeds. He kept learning English. He would talk to himself in simple sentences. Today is a good day. I am learning. I am growing. He made mistakes, of course. He would sometimes forget his new words. He would sometimes sleep in. He would sometimes feel the weeds of doubt grow back. But now he knew what to do. He would gently pull the weeds. He would forgive himself. And he would start again the next day. One day, a young boy came running into the park. He was kicking a ball. He ran right up to the bench where Leo was sitting. He looked at Leo, then he looked at the beautiful field. "Mister," the boy said, "this field is beautiful. How did it become so beautiful?" Leo looked at the field. He thought of the old man. He thought of the tiny seed. He thought of all the small, daily actions. He smiled at the boy. "It started with one small seed," Leo said, "and a lot of patience." The boy looked confused. "Just one seed, that's all," Leo said. "One seed, watered every day, and a lot of believing that it would grow even when it looked empty." The boy nodded as if he understood and then ran off to play. Leo sat on the bench for a long time. He was no longer the young man who felt stuck. He was a young man who understood that life is built slowly, one small step at a time. He still had big dreams. He still had hard days. But he was no longer afraid of the empty field. He knew how to fill it. Chapter 8: The Garden and the Seed. Many years later, Leo was no longer young. He was a man with his own lines on his face. He still lived in the city, but he had a small garden of his own now. He still practiced his English every day, reading books and watching videos. He had learned to speak it well, always remembering how it felt to start with just one word. He had a good job that he enjoyed. He had a family he loved. He had built his life, not with quick fixes, but with thousands of small, honest, daily actions. He often went back to the old park. The bench was still there. The field was now a wild, beautiful meadow. Sometimes he would bring a small, brown seed in his pocket. He would hold it in his palm and remember his old friend, Joseph. He remembered the feeling of being stuck. He remembered the heavy feeling in his bed. And he felt grateful for the old man who taught him to look at a seed and see a tree. He learned that making mistakes and learning from them is not a failure. It is how we grow. He learned that never giving up, even when progress feels slow, is the only secret to success. He learned that confidence is not a loud voice. It is a quiet voice inside that says, "I can try again." He learned that building good habits and strong character is a lifelong journey, not a destination. The ending. So, my friend, this story is for you, wherever you are, whatever you are feeling today. If you feel like your life is an empty field, please remember this story. You do not need to fix everything today. You do not need to have it all figured out. Just find one small seed. What is the one small thing you can do today? Is it learning one new English word? Is it walking for just 5 minutes? Is it waking up and putting one foot on the floor? Is it being honest with yourself about one small thing? Plant that seed. Water it tomorrow. Be patient. Pull the weeds of doubt. Be kind to yourself. Your English does not have to be perfect. You just need to start. You just need to say one word, then another, then another. You can speak English like this. Simple, friendly English. You can understand it. You can use it. Your life does not have to be perfect. It just needs to be yours, built slowly, with care, one small step at a time. The old man in the story is gone, but his lesson is still alive. And now it lives in you. You have the seed. You have the bench. You have the time. So, believe in yourself. Practice a little every day. Take the small steps. The garden of your life is waiting for you to plant it. Thank you for listening to this story. Thank you for spending this time with me. It means a lot. If this story helped you, or if it made you feel a little more peaceful, please share it with a friend. Maybe they need to hear it, too. And if you would like to hear more stories like this, to help you learn English and feel motivated, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It is a small seed you can plant to help this garden grow. Take care of yourself. Be gentle with yourself. And I will see you in the next story. Goodbye, friend.